I perform on cruise ships too. What a nightmare. People think it must be fun. Oh God, no, it's the worst. It's awful. I don't even know how I got the gig. There's always 2 comedians on a ship at any given time. Every other comedian I've worked with, they're all like at least 50 or 60 years old. I think they were just like, well, you're not 60, but you wear hearing aids close enough. You're on your way. No, I don't like them at all, because there's a stigma around being a cruise ship comedian. You know, there's a perception that cruise ship comedians are awful, and it's very true. Because I started writing jokes that only work on cruise ships. You know, like, did we just hit choppy waters, or is this show rocking? Or, hey, did you guys hit the buffet today, you disgusting slobs? You know, stuff like that. Oh, it's the worst. I'm so scared of becoming one too long. I met a cruise ship comedian. He said he'd been doing the ships for 23 years. And I said, oh my God, like, what do you do back home when you're doing gigs? And he's like, well, I haven't done a land gig in 21 years. Excuse me, land gig? That's the scariest term I've ever heard in my life. Land gig? Oh my God. So scary. And I just hate myself when I'm on I gotta wear a name tag the entire time. 24/7. I'm not allowed to take the name tag off. You know how hard it is to feel like a credible artist when you're wearing a name tag? And my name's DJ. Something happened to people's brains when they see DJ on a name tag. They just forget what name tags do, you know? Honestly, at least 40 or 50 times a day, people come up to me and they're like, you're a DJ? I'm like, no, it's just my name. They're like, oh, that's cool too. Even other employees on the ship, who themselves are also wearing name tags. They'll come up and be like, oh my God, you're a DJ? I'm like, yeah, you nailed it. And you are a John? Cool. Nice. And I'm scared every night I go to sleep, because I'm sleeping in this little like 4x4 cabin, no windows, pitch black. And like, if something happens in the middle of the night, right? If the ship runs into one of those Caribbean icebergs or whatever, I'm not gonna hear the captain come on and make an announcement that we need to evacuate. I'm just dead, right? That's very scary. Every night I go to sleep, I'm just like, Jesus, take the wheel, you know? Or the helm or whatever, just don't let me die. But the last cruise I was on, I was like, I should be a bit more proactive about this situation, not be so content to go to my watery grave. So I went to talk to the safety office and let them know about my unique situation. I walked down the hall and I knocked on the door, and the head safety officer opened the door. Big Italian man by the name of Roberto. And he opened the door like 8 inches, and I'm like, hey, Roberto, just wanted to let you know, I wear hearing aids, so, you know, if something goes down in the middle of the night, like the ship, for example, I'm dead. Like, I'm dead. Is there some sort of list you can put me on of cabins that you check on in the event of an emergency? And he said, there is no such list. And I said, oh, okay, well, that seems like a bit of an oversight, but I said, maybe if I told you my cabin number, you could personally come and check on me? And then he just mentioned something about Darwinism and shut the door in my face, so. Thought that was harsh, but fair. Yeah. Respect. Even if I never do another cruise ship ever again, I'll feel good because I got one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me happened on a cruise ship. So basically, I'm doing this show, and I'm talking about pornography for like a solid 20 minutes. Giving the cruise folks what they want, right? And So I finish the show, and then the night ends, and the next day the boat docks in Cozumel, Mexico. Nice little beach town. 4,000 people get off the boat, ravage the land, get back on the boat. And, nice little microcosm of colonialism in one day. And so we're in Cozumel, Mexico. And the other comedian on the ship, he tells me, there's a bar in Cozumel, and it's called Three Amigos. And the manager of this bar, his name's Chalo, and he loves the cruise ship comedians. So if we go there and we tell him we're the comedians, we won't pay for a drink all day. And I'm like, we didn't have any shows that night, so I'm like, of course, let's go to Three Amigos and have a few beverages. And we go in at noon, and I meet Chalo, gregarious, great guy. Right away, he gives me a hug. Comedian, come here, tequila shot. Right away, 12 noon. And so we do a tequila shot. Fast forward 3 hours, and I've had like 9 or 10 tequila shots. Yeah, I ate lunch too, but still, I was too drunk. I don't like being that drunk. But Chalo kept being like, another one. I'm not going to be rude to Chalo, right? And so 3 p.m. comes around. I'm pretty drunk. And I get a tap on my shoulder. And I turn around, and it's a woman, maybe 50 or 55 years old. And she says to me, you're the comedian from last night. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, just wanted to let you know I was at the show with my daughter. We loved it. And just wanted to let you know my daughter loves porn. Yeah, that's a weird thing for you to say to me. Weird thing for you to know about your daughter, for sure. She says, will you come say hello to her? It would really make her day. And I said, for sure. I'm just talking to Chalo right now, but I'll be over in a couple minutes. She goes, okay. She walks away. And then a few minutes later, Chalo and I are wrapping up. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go find that woman and her porno-loving daughter. And so I walk through Three Amigos looking for him. And I find him. I find the mom. And I walk up. And I look at her daughter. And her daughter's like 16 years old. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not really going to do this, am I? And then the 10 tequila shots were like, absolutely, yeah. It's exactly what you're going to do right now. So I look at the mom, hello. And I look at the daughter, I'm like, hi, I hear that... I hear that you're a fan of pornography. And she says, no, what? No, I'm not. No. I'm like, oh, I look at the mom, and the mom's like, no, she's not. Why are you saying that? She is not. I'm like, why are you saying that? What the? And I just like moonwalked away from the table. I was so confused. I go back over to Chalo. I'm like, Chalo, I don't know what the hell just happened over there. I get over there, and the daughter's like 16, way too young. She tells me she doesn't even like porn. I go to the mom for backup. She throws me under the bus. I don't know what the hell's happening. As I'm telling him that, I get a tap on my shoulder, and I turn around, and it's the mother, but it's the original mother. So I totally remembered what she looked like wrong and just went to some random table. So there was just a mom and her teenage daughter enjoying a lovely afternoon in Cozumel, Mexico. And some 30-year-old pervert stumbled up to their table. I hear you love porn. Thank you so much, guys. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.